What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me once again. I'm Cinco. If this is your first time, stick around to the end. If you get any value, please like, share, comment, subscribe. If you subscribe, it helps out the channel tremendously and it costs you nothing. So I appreciate you for joining me. If you're back again for another one, thank you for supporting me. All the people that helped get to 100 subscribers in a little over a month and a half. I really appreciate you guys. So let's get right into it. As you can probably tell by the intro and the thumbnail, we are going over this bad boy you see here. This is the Smith & Wesson MP1522. It is chambered in .22 long rifle, as you see there. It is a AR-15 pattern rifle, 16 inches. So let's head down to the tabletop and see what she's got. So here she is in all her glory. As you can see right before you, this is a Smith & Wesson model MP1522. So this is modeled after the MP15 sport rifle, except the 22, believe it or not, stands for 22 caliber. Good job, guys. Give yourself a pat on the shoulder. This thing is chambered in .22 long rifle. As you can tell, this is the .22 long rifle cartridge. So it's a tiny little thing, the most popular round in the world. Also probably the cheapest. You can get this thing anywhere between 6 to 10 cents a bullet. You should have no problem finding that anywhere. So as you see there, .22 caliber, Smith & Wesson MP1522. So let's go over from front to back and to go over all her features. I actually bought this for my son. So he's used this to shoot and I haven't changed anything on this thing. So as you see, it is the completely stock option for those of you who want to purchase this thing. So let's go over it front to back and you'll see exactly how you get this thing. It comes with, I believe it was 3 magazines. It could be 2 and I bought an extra one, but I have 3. I don't remember buying another one. But if I'm wrong about that, somebody please let me know down below. Let's go over front to back. It does have a 16-inch barrel in there. As you can see here, it's got a standard flash hider right there at the front. You do have a 10-inch handguard here, which is M-LOK compatible. So you see your M-LOK slots there. It's from Magpul. Comes standard on there. So you can put all your little accessories on there. So this rifle is super light, as you can tell. I mean, there's no problem holding this thing one-handed. And it's due to the fact that everything basically on here is plastic, AKA polymer. I mean, it's heavy duty plastic, but it is polymer all the way around. I mean, you could almost see just by the design, it's got like that composite look to it, sorry. But even the lower receiver is polymer. There's metal where it needs to be metal, but the rest of this thing is polymer. So I mean, this thing is super light to shoot. It's got a slim handguard on it, so there's not a lot of material there. You have, from front to back, you have your standard M-Bus Magpul iron sights here, flip up sights, so you can flip this thing down. You can hit this little lever, flip it up at a moment's notice. If not, you can keep it down. You also obviously have your Picatinny rail there going across the top. So if you wanted to put optics, you flip those babies right down, they get right out the way. As you can see here, you have the M-Bus Magpul rear sight. It is adjustable, as you can see there. You got your little adjustment knobs there, so you can adjust it as necessary. Whenever you don't need it, put it back down, clicks right into place. Has that same little lever here. When you need it, you can put it up. So I think it's great to have it on there, especially for when you're training. Optics obviously are easier, but when you're using this to train somebody, I think it's always good that you learn how to use iron sights. I always keep some weapons with iron sights on it just for the sake of not losing that skill. So I think that's important. As you can see here, we'll just go right into it. You have your standard charging handle. It's got the latch on it there. It's also plastic, believe it or not. This thing, I mean, it's 22, so it's not going to go back very far. 22 is a very small round. As you can see, it's not like a standard AR-15. See the little hole there? I mean, very tiny bullets. That's all the space you need to deflect that bullet out of there. So it's a very tiny round. You have your standard bolt catch there, bolt release. That's mil spec. So if anybody's ever thinking of putting a bad lever on there, that would work perfect for that. If you don't know what a bad lever is, Look it up. I actually have one on my MP15 pistol. Actually, this bad boy here, let me roll it right in here. I forgot I had her next to me. If you wanted to put one of these bad levers on there so you can actually actuate the action on this side, that'd be cool. So it fits right on there. It has to be mil spec. If not, this doesn't fit on there. And this is like 30 bucks. So you can actuate your bolt release there. That's actually an MP15 AR rifle. So if you haven't seen the video on that, that's the Fireball machine. Check that video out. So moving right along, you got your standard safety selector here. Does what it has to do. I mean, it's a standard selector, so nothing new. You got your standard mil-spec trigger there. As you can see, when I flip it over, it's not ambidextrous safety selector there. So it is on this side, which is the preferable side. Some people like it on this side, but for the majority, this is what you want to do. So you can keep your trigger finger either here or here, pushing the freedom button or the stand still until I get my freedom button. So you have that there. It did actually come with the standard AR-15 grip on here. I took it off because, believe it or not, since I'm a great father, this is what I gave my son for Christmas one year. So I switched it out with a Magpul grip and put it on there for him. So when he opened it, it'd be ready to go. I mean, I gave it to him when he was, I believe, 11 or 12. So he has smaller hands, so he can fit this thing a little better. So this is a Magpul grip there. I mean, I'll roll in photos of the model, MOESL. So this is a great one, especially for kids, for training, stuff like that. You got the bottom ledge here, so it fits in nicely, fits right at the bottom of your hands. Moving right along to the back, we have a standard adjustable stock here. It's a 6-position adjustable stock. So you can put this thing however you want, as long as you want it, as short as you want it. This comes with a rifle loop for a sling, sorry. All the words are escaping me today. But you can tie a sling to there so you can throw this thing across you. I don't see any other attachment points, so you would have to get some other kind of attachment point on this thing. I mean, in theory, you could probably loop it around this plastic if you're doing the same kind of attachment as here. So that's an option if you want to think about that. But other than that, polymer, believe it or not, it's polymer along with everything else. So, I mean, it's a blowback system. You have your thumb safety here. I believe they only sell this thing in black. You do have a threaded barrel on this thing. So in case of anybody's making plans for making this thing quieter than it already is, that would be great for it. You unscrew this thing right off. You got wrench flats on here. I've personally never taken it off, but I have thought about bringing peace and quiet to the game. So this would actually be a very good host to do it with, along with the TX22 competition that I actually did the first video on this channel on. So go ahead and check that out. So you'll probably see that in the near future, a little hush hush can. The overall length of this thing is 30.7 inches. The weight of it is 77.4 ounces. So this thing is super light. To go over the magazine a little bit, this thing is a standard 22 mag. 25 rounds, as you see there, 22 long rifle. Let me bring it in closer for you guys. You see there, and just as many 22 long rifle mags have. They got this little assist here, so you can always pull down while you're loading your mags. Load it right across the top there. I'll show you here. Sorry, YouTube hates your guns, so I can't show that on camera. I don't want to get the video kicked off, banned, etc., etc. I took the bolt and the charging handle out of this thing so you can see. I can't do it on camera, but as you can see here, even the charging handle is polymer. I mean, they literally put plastic wherever they can get away with it, which is not a terribly bad thing. It makes it super light. It's good for training. It's good for keeping costs down if you want to continue on working on your gun manipulations for AR purposes. But even the bolt, they put plastic wherever they could get away with it. See that? I mean, this thing hasn't been shot much, as you can tell, because even 22, which is a super dirty round after you shoot for a while, this thing's not even that dirty. But as you can see there, the MP logo. So yeah, they got plastic wherever they could fit plastic in. So it definitely lends itself to being a super light rifle. The handguard is super slim. So for maneuverability, this thing is great for kids, wives, all that good stuff. Anybody you want to train, especially if it's somebody that's anti-gun, having them start on a platform like this really makes it enjoyable, makes it pleasant. They can start getting muscle memory in on manipulations and things like that. So that's basically it. There's not a lot to this gun, so there's not a lot to go over. I mean, you got your standard takedown pin and swivel pin over here. These things fit in super tight. So just to show you that bolt and that charging handle, I literally have to get something to punch this thing out, as you can tell by the markings on the back there. But this thing fits super tight. There's no rattle, there's no nothing to it. If you hear a rattle, it's this thing back here, but this thing is super good. I mean, for what it's worth, this is definitely a lot of bang for your buck. So this thing here is high value. You see the MP1522 logo there. Wait, hold on a second. Much better. Every gun looks better with a magazine in it. No worries for all you YouTube safety police. This thing is empty. All firearms have been safety checked, so no need to worry. There will be no cameras shot around here. But this thing is definitely worth the money you pay for it. I think I bought this on sale for like 400 bucks. And I got it a little while ago, and this thing, I mean, no problems with it. I haven't had any ammo feeding issues with it. To be honest though, I'm not gonna fault the rifle on this one. The rifle has been sitting in the safe for quite a while, and I've never really moved it up. I've never really cleaned it. I haven't used it as much, so I didn't find the need to, but as you can tell in this video, now it does have a need to. And I tell you why I'm not going to fault the rifle, because I happened to take the TX22 with me when I was at the range, and I ran the identical ammo through it. I mean, I even made it tough on the TX22. I picked up the ones off the floor that the rifle didn't shoot. I mixed them all in the same mags. I ran it faster than the rifle, and the TX22 had zero problems with it, so I'm not going to count this one against the rifle. I'm just going to count it as a lack of maintenance on my part. I actually did find that it only comes with one magazine, so I must have bought the other two. So just keep that in mind when you're buying one of these. You go through 22 really quick, and 22 ammo is cheap. So these magazines you can find pretty much anywhere. They're not that uncommon. But yeah, that is the Smith & Wesson MP1522 rifle. Let me give you one last look at this thing. And that's it, guys. And there's not much to it. She's very bone stock. And it is what it is.